Good morning. Hello there, Susan B. Honey. Good morning, everyone. So, is the world as we know it ending? That just as soon as I walk out of here, it decides to chime. That's really strange. This is the wind chime that when I was filming the moon one night, it would hit, I think, on this particular chime and this chime alone. It just kept going and going and going and would not stop. But really, is the world as we know it ending? Look at this sky. I did take footage of the moon last night, you all. After I got off the live stream, well, in the early hours of the morning, after I got off the live stream, I took some footage of the moon because it was like right there is where it was. So I'll share that later. I even uploaded it to the computer to share later. So I think a lot has changed. If we look around at our world, it's not the same world. And I think as the years kept ticking by, I think our world continued to change. Well, I know it did. It did even on a personal level. But how everything is in this world, the things, that the systems that were put into place and stuff, they're changing, and they have changed for a lot of people. And just like typewriters, when you were younger, if you went to school, you had manual typewriters that you did like this. Then they had these great big tube-like computers. Now look at us, we're on cell phones, and cell phones are as powerful as that. So technology, I think, has played a major, major role in the world as we know it changing, an enormous major role. And then one day we will, well, I don't like to say we will. I don't like to say I will or you will, but I'll just do a blanket statement. We will merge with technology. We will. And it may not be as good as some think it is. Okay, right now we're using technology like this, and it's a good thing, it is. But there are those who, they're going to take advantage of the technology and use it in a way that it may seem to be good, but the end result will result in the world as we know it slowly fading away. It will. And how do you keep going in a world like that? How do you, when you've known it one way all your life, and you see the direction that it's going, you know it's going that direction, and you can't stop it. You can't. The only thing you can do is prepare yourself on the inside of here and up here, and hope and pray that you're able to navigate the turbulent waters on the way to this world that will change completely. I mean, we may be the same. We'll still have the spirit within us, and we'll remember the old ways, just like civilizations that have gone on before, ancient civilizations. that just slowly died out. They did. They times changed, and civilizations just, some completely disappeared, and they don't know what happened to them. And really, what happened to those civilizations that completely disappeared? Because I think there was, well, we really didn't have much information, I think, on the Mayans or the Aztec. One of them completely disappeared, and there's hardly any history of them. Does someone know which one it was that completely like disappeared? There's a bee again. It's like vanished without a trace. Well, it's like the dinosaurs. Boom, they're here one moment and gone the next, if time was irrelevant. So the world as we know it, I can't remember the title of this, you all, has the Aztecs. Yeah, what happened to them? And you know, they had the gods that they worshipped, and it could have been, like some suggest, they were extraterrestrials that they worshipped them as gods. But yeah, we are, and you know we are, we're changing. You're not, we don't even wear the same clothes at times. We don't. It's like the clothing styles that people wear. They used to, like, you know, make a big old circle, but now we got all different types of clothing styles circulating in. And if history repeats itself, I think certain parts of history, as far as we may know, probably will not repeat itself. I don't think that we will have ever went to a society that was controlled completely by technology, AI. If we have, then it's been in another lifetime, another timeline. If that future has already happened and we've already experienced it, I don't know about it. But what if we do know about it and our mind's been wiped clean? It's like those movies, Terminator, how these people come back in time and they're looking for this Sandra Connor or something. I don't know who it was. They're looking for this woman who's going to, you know, have a baby, and he's gonna change the world. Something like that, you all. Yeah, I sure hope that we haven't lived before and technology took over, machines took over. And I don't have anything against machines. I don't have anything against technology. And I know you probably don't either. You just want to be able to live your life, maintain your autonomy, keep your freedom, keep your space. That's what we all want. We want it. We want our freedom. We want to continue to live our lives in peace. We want our space. We want to be able to make decisions that we want to make. We don't want someone to make them for us. We don't. But in a future that's up ahead, that may not be the case, and that's the world as we know it changing, and it may not be for the better. It may be for the better for some, but not for all, because a lot of people will not be able to adapt, and they will not adapt at all, because they will not want any part of it. They don't. And I don't know why I'm having this conversation with you. I don't. It just entered my mind. The world as we know it changing. Let me flip this back around. I can't remember my title of this. Are we going to see the end of the world as we know it? We could be living in it. I think we are. You know, somebody put a comment on the comment section last night when I was doing this early wee hours of the morning, of the battle in the sky that's taking place. And you know that's not normal, because it's literally a total mess in the sky. I'm not talking about right here, but in the last live video that I did, it was a total mess. And it is a battle taking place, and I think that we're feeling it on the earth. It's increased energy, and that does mess with our vibrations. It messes with the inside of us too. It does it all. Well, someone said, Gina, I like it when you walk on the porch because it's so green and it's like peaceful, and we need peace. We do. We need anything that can bring comfort and peace to our ever-changing world, because the world as we know it is changing, and it's changing rapidly. It is, and it's hard to cope. It's hard to adapt, and a lot of people are struggling to adapt, especially the older people, like say my parents' age, and then maybe my age, and then my children's age, but then their children's age. If you have children that have children, maybe they're more adapt to, go with it, accept it. Maybe they are. And then their children, it will be completely normal. That will be their way of life. I think I read an article, it's been a few years back, that this man said that they're doing this for the children. And the 3 generations that are now present, it won't help them, but after that, then it'll all be good. It's like a sacrifice, he said, that they're making for 3 generations down to make a better world for them to live in. Well, I thought, why are you talking like that? But he did. He talked like that. So it's really, really strange. And can you somebody tell me the title of this video, because it has literally slipped my mind. There's something about the world as we know it changed. It's changing or something. Are we seeing the end of the world as we know it? Probably. Yes, we are. We are. Somebody said that beef, the Oklahoma farmers said beef will get to $50 a pound. Oh, thank you. Is the world as we know it ending? Thank you, Michael, because I can't remember it. Is the world as we know it ending? Yeah, I need to get back on track. That's right. It is ending. It's ending. You can look around. The world as we know it is ending. Things are changing. Something has been put into motion, and we can't stop it. We cannot stop it at all. And it's happening all around the world simultaneously. Some areas are a tad bit ahead of others with this change, and this change, it doesn't happen overnight. It's gradual until everything, I really think the end of the 2024-25 is a major, major milestone they want to get to. If they can get to 2025, I think they'll be 3/4 of the way there to the change that they want, because I think by 2026, AI will have taken over, I think, half of the jobs that humans could do, robots and stuff like that, you all. I heard another one talking about the universal basic income. And if you remember Mr. Musk, when he was talking over there in the Middle East, saying we might need a universal basic income. This was years ago. And then he fumbles over his word. Well, we will need one, he said, a universal basic income. And then you have other people calling for a universal basic income under the guise that people will be able to enjoy their life, and the computers or the robots or the machines will do the work for them, and they can just sit back and, you know, enjoy their lives with their universal basic income. Yeah, I know a lot of people would be thankful to have it because it would provide a cushion. It would, because there are those who do live below the poverty line, and they're barely making ends meet. They are. So some people will not like that at all. They won't. But if you've never been without, you would not be able really to walk in someone's shoes who has been without, who would really welcome it. But then there's strings attached to everything you are. Complete strings attached. And are you willing to have those strings attached to you? You ever see the Pinocchio and that puppet? Yeah. And in that movie, Pinocchio and the something, I remember the song on this one of these Pinocchio remakes, singing and dancing, do what makes you happy, life of romancing, do what makes you happy. And then it's something, no one can save you now. Yeah. Eerie, dark cartoons at times. Yeah, Susan, like selling your soul. 8 controls. The arc 1 of 8 controls lighting. Crazy Ginger, St. Louis Arc. Are you talking that arch thing right there? I'm missing a comment right there. We went there when we got back from Hawaii. That was one of the places we went. Tina, yeah, when one door closes, another one opens. Oh, okay, that's good. When one door closes, yeah, I mean, there'll be a way forward, even for those who find it difficult to adapt. Like, if you don't want to adapt, there'll be a door that you can walk through, and there'll be a door that's closed, and you'll know it. You'll know it. There'll be no turning back. Once you come so far, there is no turning back at all. See, look at these skies. They're completely covering them up. It's a good thing I got the moon this morning, because I wouldn't have got it now. I wouldn't have. Is the world as we know it ending? Tell you what, it's hard for me to focus out here. I'm kind of distracted. I am distracted this morning. Let's see. Oh, they're messing with my feed. Susan, I can feel it. I can't concentrate. It's getting, yes, the comforter. That's right. A lot of strikes came from the St. Louis area. Well, Illinois has its mechanism, and you know, if CERN, and CERN does need a lot of electricity to keep running, they've got all these other areas and all these subsystems that they can draw from, and also from the excitement in the air, okay? The excited electrons and stuff like that in the air, they can harness that energy. Yaya from L, what do you mean they are interfering? Oh, it's breaking up? I'm not doing anything. I really ain't. There's Serpent Mounds in Ohio. I've never been there. I heard about them a few years ago. You're kind of sad. Your son said, oh, well, tired of you talking about it. We just, well, you can talk about normal stuff. You can balance it out. Don't get so overwhelmed about what's going on in the world, especially if it's political or anything like that. Don't even. because that's like a drain of energy. It is. Nobody wants to hear it all the time, negativeness and stuff. I don't like politics. I'll tell you this. That's all I ever heard when my husband got out of the military. Politics, 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 politics. He could not quit talking, and I thought, would you please? I don't care about it. I don't want to hear it. But it didn't help. It didn't help you all. It didn't at all. There's a lot better things to talk about. You know, you can focus on survival. Um, what would you do if the world as you knew it ended abruptly? I'd hope we don't see the day. If the grid goes down, that would do it. I think they said how much percent of the population would die within 1 year? Would it be in the 90s within 1 year if the grid were to go completely down because they don't have the skills necessary to make it? Politics, lunatics. Oh my goodness. You know, and there's people who are political majors and stuff. And it's okay if you like to talk about that with people who are like-minded. That's fine. But there are people who really don't. They don't have the mind space for it. They don't want it. That's right, you all. They don't. Yeah, that's true, Susan. On the news. Yeah, it's negative. Uh, um, Gina, honey, do you know? No, I didn't get no message. Um, or on top of government post detailing government ops, scratch the top of their head. Well, the people who write those things, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't be surprised. They think I'm a CIA agent. They think FBI. They think my husband's a CIA agent. Government, Gina's a government ops. Gina's a fraud. Gina's this, Gina's that. I'm just Gina. I'm me, and I'm going to continue to be me. Okay, I'm my own individual. I am. And if I was all of that they say, I wouldn't be shadow banned the way that I am. I wouldn't. But I am. And that's okay. I wouldn't have the enemy attacking me. I wouldn't. Both spiritually, physically, and any other way that they want. I wouldn't have it. I wouldn't have the trolls coming after me. I wouldn't have any of that. Now there are those who are operatives, and they got great big channels. They got a lot of airtime. Whatever they share is promoted. Yeah, so that's, I don't pay attention to stuff like that. I don't read it. I don't read the messages, anything. Yeah, that's right. They can say it to anybody who can see. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they would try to dim a person's light within, and they do. And if you're not strong enough, they'll dim that light. They'll put that light out. But no. Mm-mm. Oh, yeah. That's all right. Naruka, thank you. Oh, it's a handful of people who gather around them like minds because they don't got nothing better to do. That's all. It bothered me in the very beginning of this journey. Poof. Don't bother me no more. It doesn't. That's right. At all. My garden is overrun by weeds. It is. My sweet potatoes in my raised bed they're doing really good. Let's see if I got a reception down here, you all. I don't want to walk into the grass because the grass is wet. But I'll walk right through here if I can to show this sweet potatoes, you all. Let me do this. I like this little area right here. So that's my sweet potatoes under the, these were free wooden fencings and pallets, recycled pallets that I did a raised garden right here. Look at this. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Right here. But yeah, my sweet potatoes are doing really good. It's all recycled. Isn't that cool? But this garden right here, we're done in this garden. It's done. That was just cantaloupe and stuff. There's some beans on that fence. But yeah, the garden is coming to an end. We got a lovely bumblebee right there. Got one there. We got two there. They're really pretty. Yeah, they're all right, you all. So yeah, it's going. I didn't want to walk in the grass. Now my shoes are wet. I'll have to put on a different pair of shoes and let these dry out. Let me push this around. All right. Just like that. So, are we seeing the end of the world as we know it? Yes, we are. The world is changing. Great change is at hand. And, yeah, great change is at hand for both good people and bad people, okay? For everybody on earth. Everybody's got to change. They can. They got to change. You got to grow. You got to grow on the inside regardless of whatever type of change comes your way. So yeah, great change is here. The world as we know it is changing, and it's coming to an end. But that doesn't mean that we have to quit living. It doesn't mean that we have to quit being ourselves. It doesn't mean any of that. We've just got to adapt. We got to stay strong right here. We do. And we can do it. We really can. There's no need to give up. There isn't. You can look around. You can see the signs all around if your eyes are open. You don't have to take in all the negativeness that is associated with it, but you can be aware enough to prepare right there and prepare in any other way that you feel you need to for yourself and your family, to say that nothing's going to happen and that there is no change here is to have blinders on your eyes. Blinders on your eyes, because what's going to happen when something really does hit the fan, you're going to be dumbfounded. Okay, you're going to be dumbfounded. So it's all right. It is really. It's all right. You just got to keep pressing forward. I'm going to see what that sun looks like. Just keep pressing forward, you all. And don't ever give up. I'm not going to give up no matter what comes my way. I'm not. I'm stubborn and bullheaded like a lot of you. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And thank you, Susan Honey, for being on here. And yeah. So let me see this right here. No language, Jacqueline, not on this channel, please. Somebody using language? Oh, no, I don't see nothing wrong with she said. Nothing at all. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, you all. Love you.